Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do my pregnancy update weeks 18 through 22. I am at the end of my 22nd week, so I figured I had time. I would just knock it out so I could get this edited and up for you guys instead of waiting until I was out of my 22nd week. I don't have a lot actually for you guys, and especially with like buying stuff, we have not bought that much stuff or anything at all. We bought 2 things. And they were or 3 things, and they were for the baby, not for me. So I'll start with symptoms. I have on here very strong kicks. Like, I cannot even explain to you how strong they are. They're happening all day, every day. And this week on Ovia, on my pregnancy app, it told me that, what did it say? It said that the baby, this week the baby's sleeping a lot, and so I probably won't feel him or her that often as much as like I have. That was not true for me at all. No, I have felt her so much more, especially this week. She is constantly kicking my bladder, and she started this thing where I assume that this is what's happening. She's stretching her body and like her legs, and she's pushing her foot against my stomach and just leaving it there. Just like pressing, like this is my stomach, this is her foot, and she's just pressing and she won't move, and it kind of hurts. Like, I wouldn't say like pain, but it's very uncomfortable. And the other day she did it when I was driving, but she had like her hands in my back and her feet in my stomach, or vice versa, because something was pushing on my back and something was pushing on my stomach. And I like had to stop the car and like push on both spots to get her to move, because if I push back, eventually she'll move. But I mean, it's really cute, but at the same time, especially when I'm trying to sleep, it gets kind of annoying. And that sounds so bad, because some of you who are pregnant who haven't felt your baby move yet are probably just hate me for saying that. But I heard people say it will get annoying, and I was like, how could it ever get annoying? Like, that's your baby. I get it now. I get it 100%. Itchy skin everywhere, mainly my stomach. I assume that's just from stretching. My gums have been bleeding, and I floss every single night, like religiously. Even when I'm out till 2 in the morning, I still take time to floss and do mouthwash every night. So it's not that I don't do it and I just started flossing. It's like, I read that it's because of your extra blood. And I also have had one bloody nose. I woke up in the middle of the night and my nose was running, I thought, and I wiped, like I did this, and there was blood on my hand, so I had to go deal with that. If you can't tell, I'm a little out of breath. This has been a struggle. Like, I already have asthma, and being pregnant, and I'm far enough along that my lungs are kind of getting squished, and so it's a lot. It is a lot. And just not being able to work out like that, like I used to, because I had such a long time off in the first trimester, and there are just some things you can't do when you're pregnant. So that's been really difficult. The other day it felt like I had an elephant sitting on my chest. Like, I could not, like, even taking a deep breath, it wasn't helping. Like, I was just like like, I kind of sounded like I was hyperventilating, and John was like, are you okay? And I was fine, and it still happens every once in a while, but I just like have to, like, I do that all the time, and people are probably so confused who don't know that I'm pregnant, but that's okay. We did have her anatomy scan, and everything looked good. Her heartbeat was 164. And then this has been a harder month actually, with some stuff. And the first thing, it happened, this one happened first. It was at the end of my 19th week. It happened on Friday. What was that? The 15th? I think it was 15th. I had a preterm labor scare. At 19 weeks, obviously if you go into preterm labor at 19 weeks, then your baby's probably not going to live. So that was really hard. John was out of town. He was 3 hours away, and it wasn't something he couldn't leave at unless I was for sure in labor. And so that was really hard. I woke up and I had this pain in my, down there, and I had heard like lightning crotch and stuff like that. So I didn't think anything of it, but progressively throughout the day, it got worse and worse and worse. And I was at work until noon, 8 to noon, and it just kept getting worse. Like that's all I can say. And it made it hard to walk. And the best thing I can describe is how people say, what people describe as drop, like when your baby drops in your 3rd trimester. But that doesn't happen for a long time. And that's all, like that's what it felt like. It felt like she was gonna fall out of me. It was awful, but it was painful too. And so I called the doctor just to ease my mind, because that's, I mean, you're paying enough, call your doctor. Like if you're concerned, whatever, like if that's what's gonna make you feel better is hearing your doctor say you're fine, then call them. That's what you're doing. That's what they're there for. So I called my doctor and she asked if I had any cramping, and I had for about the past week, but it wasn't on a schedule and it wasn't like unbearable. It was mild to moderate, I would say. And she said, it's probably nothing. She's probably just sitting on some weird nerve and it hurts. And I was like, okay. So she said that she was going to ask the doctor that was on call and give me a call back. So within 20 minutes, I got a call back, and she said that the doctor, with me being so only 19 weeks, it kind of sounded like maybe possible labor. And that scared me. I didn't even think that was, I mean, I knew it was a possibility, but I didn't think that was what was possibly happening. And so that kind of freaked me out. I called John. I told him, I was like, hey, the doctor wants me to come in. They think I might be going to labor. They want to check. So I rushed to the hospital, which is where my doctor is at. And they did my anatomy scan then, even though it was supposed to be the next week. But they just said, you're here, we'll do it now. Make sure she's okay. They checked. She was fine. They checked they did a transvaginal ultrasound also and checked my cervix and everything. And my cervix was fine, and they did pap smear and my cervix was fine. So I wasn't in labor or anything. But I did find out that my placenta is low. I think they want it like 3 centimeters away from your cervix, and mine's 1.5. So not too close, but it's low. And so they said that I'm at risk for placenta previa, and that because of that, they need to keep doing ultrasounds to check to see if my placenta moves up. And if it doesn't, I have to have a C-section, and I cannot even try for vaginal. So that was kind of hard. I wouldn't say hard, because I'm trying very hard to just kind of go with the flow with delivery. I mean, I have a while, but still, like, everybody asks about birth plans, and I mean, to have some idea of what you're wanting is good, but I'm trying to not plan as much, which is not me, because like I said in my last video, it's not me at all. Because if you get so set on something and something happens, like maybe possibly you have a low placenta and you can't deliver vaginally, then that sucks, but you can't. So I don't want to get set on doing it naturally and then not be able to. So I mean, it's still hard. I told my doctor, I was like, obviously whatever gets her out and has her in the world healthy and I'm fine, it's all that matters. Like, duh, that's a no-brainer. But I was like, but it would be very nice to at least be able to try to deliver vaginally and not just only be able to have a C-section, no question about it. And she was like, oh, of course. And so I have an ultrasound again at 28 weeks. If it hasn't moved, I'll have another one at 32, and if it hasn't moved, I'll have another one at 36. If it hasn't moved by 36, I have to have a C-section. So I'm praying that it moves, but at the same time, if it doesn't, it doesn't, and I'm glad they caught it and that everything's okay. Like, that's, again, that's all that matters. So, I mean, like I said, it stinks, but what can you do? You can't make your placenta move up. So that was a hard weekend. Like, that was a bad weekend. And then The only other thing I have on here that I want to talk about is this week I got very self-conscious. And not like I'm huge or that I don't want to say that I feel ugly, but I am just not used to this body. And this sounds so like just vain and like who cares? Like, you're growing a baby inside you, and obviously that's all that matters, and I'm still so excited to have her, still so excited to be a mom. But when you've grown up and lived your entire life so far in one kind of body shape, and you know how to style that, you become comfortable in yourself, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And a couple weeks ago I really started to pop, and it's only getting bigger, which is good. It means she's growing, and that means that I'm growing so I can help her grow. But everything's growing, like my boobs, my stomach. Well, I mean, that's it, but that's a lot, and I feel very self-conscious, and I try to like pray about it, and I try to talk to John about it, because I feel like that's who I feel most self-conscious with, which is ridiculous because he's my husband. But it's just not like when we hug, my stomach touches and I can't like hug him like I normally do, and that kind of stinks. And just stuff like that, I guess. And we have to be careful on what we do intimately, and it's just stuff like that. Like, I don't want to get into too much because that's private, but I do want to talk about it because I feel like nobody talks about that. I mean, they talk about how they're not used to having like a basketball in their stomach, but they don't talk about how self-conscious they are. And I feel like I'm most self-conscious with my husband, which he doesn't care. He tells me I'm beautiful all the time, and he's like, you're growing a baby, like what do you expect? But still, it's hard, and I want you to know that if that's how you're feeling, or if you do feel that way in the future, that's fine. Like, I mean, when I feel that way, I feel bad. Like, I'm such a bad mom. Why the heck do I care how I look when I'm growing a baby inside me? Like, I feel so selfish and so vain. But that's not it, and that shouldn't be how you feel when you think that way, because I mean, it's your body, and you need to feel beautiful, but at the same time, like, be real with yourself or with your spouse or whoever. And if you need to hear that you are beautiful 3 times a day, tell your spouse that. Like, if that's what's going to make you feel better and make you feel less conscious, then tell your spouse or your boyfriend or a friend to text you that or something. Because it's one thing to tell yourself that, but when someone tells you that, you start to believe it, I guess. So that's really been the only, that and the little scare. But other than that, this month has been pretty good. Like, I'm not nauseous at all or anything like that, which is good. And I don't know. I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling more like myself every day. I'm able to wake up in the morning. I take Duke on a walk most days, depending on how late I am for the day. I'm able to like make myself lunch and dinner and breakfast and eat every day, and do chores around the house and go out with friends and stuff like that. So I feel more like myself, and I don't feel like a zombie like I did in the first trimester, because that was awful. So that's it for symptoms. I'm going to show you what I got for Rory, and then wait, I did get a couple of things for myself. Okay, I'll still do Rory's because it's right here. I forgot about this other stuff. So actually, John got this for her. And if you have watched my Get to Know Me video, I think that's what video it is, I mentioned how much I love sloths. And no, it's not the fad thing. I have loved them since I was a little girl. People kind of made fun of me for it in high school because they're kind of weird, and now they're like catching on and everybody thinks that they're so cute and cool and everything. But like, that's how John proposed. So I have loved sloths for a long time. I have a very bad obsession with them. And this obsession is being passed down to my daughter. Hopefully she likes them also. But he got her this little sloth, and it has Velcro on the hands and on the feet. And it's very soft and squishy and just so cute. He got this from Scentsy. He got this at like a state fair, but it has a little zipper in the back that you can put like a scented pouch in, but I didn't want that. I just wanted this. Like, he sent me a picture and I was like, you have to get that for her. Like, I have a box of sloth stuffed animals from people, from gifts, some from John, some from friends, just, and I love them still, but I'm 21 years old, gonna be 22 in November, and I do not need stuffed animals. So I'm passing them all down to her. But I said, you have to get this for her. And he said, but it's like a Scentsy thing. You're supposed to put like a scent in it. And I was like, okay, just get the scent, but don't put it in it, and we'll just throw the scent away. So we just threw that away. So it was kind of a waste of money, but that's okay. I have no idea how much this was. Again, John got it. But it's very cute and soft and squishy. And then we got her these onesies from TJ Maxx. They were $9.99 for 5 of them, and we got 3 to 6 months because they are short sleeve, so they'll be fine for spring and the summer. But they're onesies with puns on them. They're hilarious. This one has a little fry and says small fry. The next one has a fortune cookie and says, so fortunate you're my mommy. How sweet. This one has a piece of pizza and says, I stole a pizza, mommy's heart. Yes, yes, you did, and I love pizza too, so that's adorable. There, I think it's a cake. Yeah, it's a cake, and says, you want a piece of me? And then this one has a sushi roll and says, this is how I roll. So these are adorable. The brand is Rene Rofe Baby. I'll put the description down because I'm sure I mispronounced that at some point. So, okay. Next for myself. First, oh yes, okay, I actually have 3 items. First, I purchased a new car. I had a Jetta, and it was fine. It was an older one, 2008. I mean, it's not that old, but it was older. But that barely fit John and I and Duke if he was like out of the crate, if we just had to take him like to bed or something. You guys, Duke's a big dog. And John's a big guy. Like, he's very tall. So I was like, there's no way. And John wants several children. We're still talking about that, and we have time to decide because she's not even here yet, so it'll be a while. But taking that into account, I was like, I need something that's going to last through several children and fit our family and Duke, because there's no way. Like, there's no way we could fit John and I and a baby and Duke in my Jetta. No way. If we went home for a weekend, there's no way we could fit John and I, Duke, a baby stuff, and John and I stuff. There is no possible way. Like, there's not a way. So I looked at some 2-row like crossovers, like an RAV4 and stuff, and those are really nice. And I probably could have fit everything, but like I said, if we're wanting to have multiple children, I didn't want to get that and then in a couple of years have to upgrade again to get a 3-row, because that's stupid. So I just went all out and I got a 3-row SUV, or mini SUV. The 3rd row is collapsible, so it's not up all the time, and we haven't had it up. But I got the Nissan Pathfinder, and I love it. It's amazing. And I mean, there was not that much trunk space with the 3rd row up. We could fit like a stroller or something, but other than that, you wouldn't be able to fit like a suitcase or something like that. But with the 3rd row down, there's so much room. We can fit Duke and his entire crate like up and upright and everything, and like our luggage and stuff. And so I don't regret it at all. It's amazing. John has a smaller car, and he'll probably upgrade to a bigger car within a year or so, but I'm very happy with that. So that was a very big purchase. And then I have 2 more things, and they're clothing items, so let me go get them. Okay, so the first one's kind of an intimate thing. I don't have all of them because I wore them this week, so they're dirty, and I have to do laundry, so I have a pair that are clean. but I had to get new underwear, and I had to get ones that were for pregnancy because this belly and she's pretty low, so it's all like in my pelvis area, and so nothing goes over it, and if it does, it's not very comfortable, and I need something for like nighttime, because when you, okay, TMI, if you don't want to hear about bodily functions, skip this or just exit out of the video altogether. But when you're pregnant, you have a lot more fluids. This is gross, but it's true. Like, you have a lot more fluids. You can't, if you normally go to bed like wearing pajama pants and no underwear, which is totally fine, or if you sleep in the nude, you cannot do that when you're pregnant. You have to wear underwear. And so, and I've heard that the farther along you get, and I think I'm getting there, you might have to start wearing panty liners in your underwear because you just have so much going on. So, with that being said, I needed something that was not like a thong or something like that. So, they're not pretty. They're not something that your boyfriend or husband or whatever are going to jump at because they're so attractive. They're not at all. But they're just called maternity underwear, and the front has a little cross, if you can see that, and this goes under your belly, under your bump, and then they're just regular underwear. These are like a little gray color, you can't really tell. It came with a gray, a white, a polka dot, I think it came with 6. A gray, a white, a nude, a polka dot, and a black. Maybe it's just 5. If there was 6, I can't think of the other color. But yeah, I got them from Amazon. I think it was like 25 bucks. I got a medium because I think I read something that they kind of run small, like in the butt area. So, and they fit perfectly. And normally I get a small underwear. So if that's what you normally get, I would maybe upsize. But yeah, these have been amazing. Like, they're so comfortable, and they just, I'm very glad I got these. Again, they're not luxurious or attractive, but there are very few things in pregnancy that are luxurious and attractive. So, and the next thing I got is a dress from Pink Plush. I actually wore this already. You'll see that the tag's still on it. I got through my entire event that I went to without knowing I had the tag on, but it's inside, so nobody saw it. But I took it off and I was like, seriously, pregnancy brain. It's a great example of what just happened. But it's just this long dress, and it's kind of like a rust color. It's very cute, and it goes all the way down to, it's a maxi dress, and then it has like 2 slits at the side, and so the front I tie in a knot. If you watch my Get Ready With Me, I'll put a card in. I put in there, like, I show you my outfit that I did, and it's like that black dress, but it's not the same color. Like, it's, yeah. But I tie it up just like that, and then I wore it with the same shoes in that video. But I got, like I said, I got this from Pink Plush Maternity. I got a small, and it's perfect. And like, you can see your belly, but it's not like super tight on it. It was really cute. People are like, you need to get like 10 colors of that because it's an adorable dress for when you're pregnant, and you can wear it after too. So I think it was, I got on sale. No idea how much it was, but I will link it down below. But okay, that is it for everything I bought for myself and for Rory. So I will show you guys my belly, and then I think we are done. Okay, I am kneeling. So I'll show you my belly. I do have maternity jeans on, so I have a little band, but you'll be able to see because it's tight. But this is what it looks like from the front. It's definitely there, and this shirt is not a maternity shirt, so it hangs. But if you can see that, it's popping for sure. I'll move my hair. But there it is. Like I said, I am 22 weeks, and my belly button is about to pop. Like, I can barely put my finger at my belly button, so Yeah, I know so many people have told me that I'm not huge. I look small. I don't know if I look small, but I feel like an elephant. So you can definitely tell it's not a secret anymore. Okay guys, that is it for my pregnancy update weeks 18 through 22. I hope you enjoyed. This pregnancy is going by very quickly, it seems like, looking back. I can't believe I'm already at 22 weeks and I'm over halfway there. It's insane. I can't believe it. But if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe, and I will be back in the next few days with another video. Bye guys. Thank you.